I'd like to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shach Kodash. Double honors to our teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. Alright. Again, we have a power that hears our prayers, that hearkens unto our cries. Okay? It says here in Psalms 28, and I'll start at 1. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. So again, without the Lord, we can do nothing. Without Yahushua, we can do nothing. If the Lord turns his back on us, we're good as dead. Okay? Without the Lord, we're as those that are in the pit, as it says, we are as those that are dead. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands towards the holy oracles. Okay? And that's David speaking, begging for the Lord to hearken unto his prayers, hearken unto his voice. When he faces adversity, when he's facing hell, he's begging for the Lord to rescue him. Because again, he puts his trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the time of need and even in the time of good. Okay? You see, not only when you're catching hell that you turn to the Lord. You're supposed to turn to the Lord always. Always walk in the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and be mindful of him. That is why Yahushua told us to pray always. It says here. Because again, not only prayer is a part of our spiritual arsenal, but it's always, as we went into the word intercourse, which goes into continual, it's a back and forth. It's a back and forth thing. Okay? So if you stop communicating, or if you stop interacting, in a sense, with the Lord by prayer, so it's as if you're dimming the flame. You're dimming the flames. Okay? And the fact that the act of prayer goes into you having faith. Okay? It says here. And see? So we are supposed to always be in the mindset to pray always and everywhere. Okay? It says here in Luke 21 and 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. Again, pray always, watch, pay attention to the prophecies. Okay? Don't be distracted by the wiles of the devil, by the glitz and glamour, the flashing lights. Okay? Things that are appeasing to the flesh. Don't get distracted by these things, because again, all these things will pass away. Okay? And the end thereof of these things is death. Okay? We have to seek unto life things that are above, the things that are pleasing unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what you're supposed to set your eyes upon. Okay? How to glorify the Lord, how to be a better servant unto him. Okay? Those are the things that we're striving to attend to. Okay? The holy things, the higher things. Okay? Because we're not of here. If you are in the right mindset, if you have the mind of Hamashiach, okay, you don't have your mindset is supposed to be above the mindset of the people in the world. Okay, minding the people of the world who mind earthly things. You're supposed to have to mind heavenly things. Okay, if you're a citizen of the heavens, okay, a citizen of the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you're supposed to be acting and moving differently from compared to these other people. Okay, you're bringing it back to the topic of prayer, man. Okay, it says here. Let's see. It's here. It says here, Sirach 35 and 17, the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted. He will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. Okay, so again, the prayers, the prayer of the humble pierces the clouds. Okay, the Lord has angels who are assigned to bring the prayers of the saints unto Him. Okay, as a sweet smelling savor unto Him. The Lord is pleased with those with the prayers of the faithful, man. Okay, so how much more are you supposed to get out to bow down and worship the Lord and seek for Him and you know beg for mercy, beg for the end of this wicked kingdom, beg for His will to be done, beg that He puts upon your spirit to follow Him and to serve Him and to be diligent. Okay, how much more are you supposed to be in that mindset each and every day, from waking up when you go about your day, okay, all the way back to when you get back home. Okay, that's the mindset that you're supposed to have. Okay, so let's go into examples that I wanted to bring out. Okay, there was a quick example pertaining to Ruth. Let me find it. Right now I'm not using my regular. I'm not using my tablet. Satan got to it and messed up my tablet, so it won't even open anymore. So now I have to use my other phone to bring out scriptures, and it's kind of there's no apps on it. So I'll do what I have. It says here, people pray for Ruth. Oh, bless Ruth. Okay, so let's go into it. Ruth 4, and I'll start at verse 14. No. Yeah, Ruth 4, and I'll start at 11. And again, you have to remember that Ruth, in a sense, was in a sense, she was the wife of Boaz. She became the wife of Boaz. Okay, because in a sense, the Lord put her in her spirit to be attached to be attached to her family. You go through the story of Ruth. Okay, she was married to Boaz's kindred. Okay, and he passed away, and Ruth, the Lord put it in her spirit to want to stay with her family. Okay, with the family of her late husband, and then she moved. Okay, and then to the point where the story ended up where she was the Lord set it up where Boaz ended up becoming the brother's keeper. No, not brother's keeper, the brother's redeemer, by taking Ruth as his wife. Okay, so through that story and through that occasion, the Lord, through that lineage, through that situation, King David came into play. Through that situation, King Solomon came into play, and through that lineage, Yahushua came into play. And that's the key point that I want brothers and sisters to remember pertaining to this lesson. And again, all about the prayers. Okay, so let's go into it. Ruth 4, and I'll start at 11. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses, we are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah. Again, words have vibration. Okay, basically the elders, and again, even though Ruth is a Moabite woman, okay, they're still blessing her. Okay, and again, those are the elders, those are the congregation, okay, that are all in agreement. Okay, again, the power of prayer. When 2 or 3 people pray in my name, the Lord will make things manifest, man. So don't neglect the power of prayer. Okay, do not neglect the power of prayer, because again, the Lord's timing is not as our timing. One day for the Lord is as 1,000 years. Okay, so for you it might seem like He's not working fast, but He's working, man. The Lord is working. Okay, it says here, which two did build the house of Israel. Okay, the two built the house of Israel. So they're saying, let Ruth be like Rachel and Leah. Let her be like a foundation. Okay? Because through her will come the lineage. Okay? Through her, she was used as a vessel to bring forth the King of Kings. Okay? You have to understand that. And there's on another note, she was a Moabitish woman. You know, the brother Napash keeps saying that, hey, on the spirit, on this side, the Moabite woman, she's the top woman on this side to be made a wife, because the culture, the way they're raised up, you know. So in a sense, hey, in the spirit, hey, that's a fact. Okay, through a Moabitish woman came the lineage of the King of Kings. Okay, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. But of course, you know, the seed is in Boaz. You know, Boaz is but that's that to say that. But anyways, reading on, it reads, and do thou worthily in Ephrath, and be famous in Bethlehem, and let thy house be like the house of Pharez and Tamar. So like and let thy house be like the house of Pharez, whom Tamar bare unto Judah, of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this young woman. So okay, so that's a heavy blessing. So first of all, they blessed Ruth to be as Rachel and Leah, and not only as Rachel and Leah, but also as Tamar, okay, the wife of Judah, okay, who bare Pharez. Okay, so all that lineage, okay. So even so again, bringing it back to the point where she's the one that through that through that union of her and Boaz, Yahweh Shai came into play in further generations, the King of Kings. Okay, so those are words that in the moment it might seem like, oh, they're just words. No, but they were powerful. These words were powerful, man. Okay, and they had meaning. Okay, because the Lord heard it. Again, the Lord put it in the spirit of those elders to say these things. Okay, the Lord wanted those words to be spoken in that time, at that moment, to that person. Okay, you see, that's a heavy blessing. That's a heavy prayer. Okay, and the Lord heard it and made it manifest. Okay, you see. So now let's jump into that the example with when David prayed pertaining to Solomon. Okay, let me bring that out. Um, it says here, let's see, First Chronicles 29. First Chronicles 29 and 19. These are the words that David spake pertaining to Solomon, and he's prayed those words unto the Lord. And it says here, actually, let me read it in the King James, KJV. That's bugging. Where's it? Okay, yeah. First Kings. Yeah. I need to get my own app, man. I need to get my tablet fixed, man. Okay, it's First Kings 8 and 61. And 61. It says here, First Kings 8 and 61, and it reads, and okay, let me see. Okay, it says here in I'll start at 55 and we'll read down and then close out. It It says here in 1 Kings 8 and 55, and he stood and blessed all the congregation of Israel with a loud voice, saying, this is David speaking, blessed be the Lord that had given rest unto his people, according to all that he had promised, according to all he had promised. Okay, the Lord had promised great things for those that fear him, for those that wait for him. Shalom, shalom. This is the village Makaza. Shalom, Barakatah. Says here, blessed be the Lord that had given rest unto his people according to all that he had promised. There had not failed one word of all his good promises. Okay, the Lord is not a man that he should lie. There has no word of all his good. There had not failed one word of all his good promises. The Lord will accomplish the things that he has said. The word of the Lord does not return unto him void. It is his good pleasure to give us the kingdom. Okay, but to be worthy of the kingdom, we have to go through the trials. We have to go through the tribulations. But once we endure unto the end, the Lord will deliver us. You have to remember that. You have to be faithful unto the end, even unto death. The Lord will give you a crown of life, which no one will ever be able to remove it, unless you yourself cast it to the ground, like the elders that are in the heaven. You yourself, you cast it to the ground to worship the Lord. Okay, but other than that, that victory is everlasting. Okay, it says here, which he had promised by the hand of Moses his servant, and the Lord our power be with us, as he was with our fathers. Let him not leave us nor forsake us. Okay, that's a mindset. Again, I was going back to that Psalms, that which says, "Blessed be the Lord, for His mercy endureth forever." His mercy endureth forever. You have to think about that, man. The Lord's mercy endureth forever, even to the point where you think about it here now, 2026. Okay, the Lord has raised up His man, has raised up the Spirit of truth in the spirit of those that believe in Him. The Lord has raised up the dead through the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to call us back into life. Okay, you see, as He had promised, as it is written. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. The Lord's mercy endured forever. So why not pray unto the Lord? Why not pray unto the Lord for help, for deliverance, for salvation, for answers? You see, it's not in vain. When you turn to the Lord, it's not in vain, man. Okay, it says here, let him not leave us nor forsake us, that he may incline our hearts unto him, to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments and statutes and his judgments, that which he had commanded our fathers. So again, that should be in your mindset, that ask the Lord to keep a righteous mindset in your heart, in your mind. Okay, to keep you in the mindset to fear him, to walk in his statutes, to obey him. Okay, to have the opportunity to flee from evil and to strive to do good in his sight. Okay, and let these words wherewith I have made supplication before the Lord be nigh unto the Lord our power day and night, that he may maintain the cause of his servants and the cause of his people Israel, Yashar Allah, at all times, as the matter shall require. Then all the people of the earth may know that the Lord is power, and there is none else. Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord power. Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our power, to walk in his statutes and to keep his commandments as at this day. And the king of Israel and the king and all Israel offered sacrifice unto the Lord. Okay, so let me see. Is it really that I was looking for? Let me see. I think it was a bit earlier, but regardless, that was a heavy prayer, man. The Lord is basically asking us to keep that mindset of fearing Him and obeying Him and keeping that fear of Him. Okay, it says here. Let me try to find the precept I was looking for. might be, because that precept was similar to what I was looking for, but it was a precept specifically for Solomon. No. No, it's not. Bear with me, Salaki. Okay, here we go. Second Chronicles 29 and 19. Let's see if I can read up a bit. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I'll read to the point. It says here in First Chronicles 29 and 19. And give unto Solomon my son a perfect heart, to keep thy commandments, thy testimonies, and thy statutes, and to do all these things, and to build the house for the which I have made provision. Okay, and in the spiritual sense, which Yahweh Shai, he rebuilt the temple, which was his body, okay, in 3 days. Okay, but again, Solomon, okay, in that time wasn't able to then in his old age, okay, his heart was turned from the Lord. Okay, he ended up turning his back unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, but as Yahweh Shai, this prayer came to fruition. This prayer came to full effect, because Yahweh Shai, which is Solomon, okay, had a perfect heart. Solomon was Yahweh Shai was able to keep the commandments. Yahweh Shai was able to keep the testimony and the statutes correctly, perfectly, and that, to the point where he was the unblemished lamb. The Lord set it up where that prayer came to full effect in that time as Yahweh Shai. But those were the words of David unto his son. That was a prayer that came to pass in further generations. So you see the importance, you see the power, you see the value of the words that you speak, the words that the prayers that you throw up to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, it's not in vain. Okay, so do not neglect the power of prayer. Okay, because the Lord is hearing us even now more than ever. Okay, and the Lord will make will make things happen for his servants, man. Okay, we're in that time of visitation. Okay, and that visitation can either be good or it can either be bad. All right, you gotta be on point, man. You gotta stop playing games. You see, this is not the time for games anymore, man. You see, it's either you're with the Lord or you're against the Lord. Okay, it's either you're fully persuaded or you're gonna be left behind, man. The Lord is not looking for second guessers. The Lord wants someone who's fully committed and fully invested in this truth. Okay, but it all starts with that relationship that you build with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai each and every day, man. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay, straight to the point pertaining to the power of prayer, and the Lord answers our prayers. He hears our prayers, and when we throw up prayers, it's not in vain, man. Okay, the Lord answers them in His due time, at His pleasure, at His will. Okay, the Lord is not on our timing; we're on His timing. So all we have to do is endure. The Lord might answer your prayer in your next life. You see, the Lord might answer your prayer in your next life. But regardless, we're at the end of this story, so all our prayers are gonna be answered, if not in this side, in the kingdom to come. So regardless, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting. We're almost out of here. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until the next lesson, shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achah Kodash. Double honors unto my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Brakatah.